Good morning. Everybody, take a seat. If you want to stand, that's fine too. We're going to get started with our ceremony here in just a second. But if you want to grab a seat, feel free. You guys don't feel shy if you want to sit down. Give you guys a minute here to find some might be nice to take a load off your feet for a couple of minutes. Well, good morning, everybody. And I know it's getting close to June, but I want to thank everybody for coming. And especially, I want to recognize Lola, Alex's wife. And Allie, where are you? There she is, right next door. Okay. And Allie, his daughter. And I'm Andy Caraway, and I had both the privilege and honor of doing the wedding ceremony for Alex and for Lola. And now I am honored to be able to do this, but it's also kind of sad. This has been a ceremony that I wanted to do, so, but I'm glad I could be here. So, as I said, I had the privilege of marrying them back in 2020, I think it was, right? 2020. And I remember Kim, who's been a long friend since, I think, college days, school days of Lola's. And I got to know Lola, and she's, if you've ever met her, she's just a really down-to-earth, great person. I mean, she's a great person to have as a friend. She's kind of no-nonsense, straightforward, fun, humorous. And I remember hearing that she had met this guy, and a little bit of, even though I don't know Lois super well, it was a little bit of the big brother in me. I was like, wait a minute, who's this guy? I gotta check this guy out. So, you know, everyone was happy, but I was like, I gotta check this guy out. So I remember he came over to our house, I got to meet him, and I was just really just excited for Lola. Getting to meet this guy, I said, this guy seems like a really wonderful guy, solid guy that really loves Lola. So I was excited about that. And, well, you know the rest of the story. They got married, and his daughter reminded me of, just when we were talking over there, that right before the ceremony, we lost the ring. And I think it was Alex that lost the ring, right? So we'll rest that squarely on him. So, but I remember I couldn't remember, I think we were running around in the grass looking for the ring for about, I don't know how long it took. It was in the parking lot, is that
Parking lot, park, the whole park.
The whole park. I mean, it was a park. So we had walked all over grass, and then there's hundreds of people there, and it was like, we were just like, and we found it. I think it was just God's grace that we found this ring. It was like in the grass or on the walk or something. So, and since you like Star Wars, it just reminded me of that quote. I don't remember, I think it was in the first movie when Han Solo said, I love you. And I don't remember, if you remember what she said back, but she said, I know. So it kind of reminded me of something Lola would say as well, kind of smart aleck comment back. And so, and like I said, I've come to see what an amazing person he was and is, a father, as a husband, and I know we have some work people here too, just as a worker, co-worker, an employee, and how he was to the people around them. And I don't believe that this life is the end either. So sometimes I'll say Alex and not say who he was, but who he is. So this morning I'm just going to give a couple of remarks real quick, and then we're going to invite a couple of people up to just share some memories, and then I'm just going to have a closing remark and a prayer quick at the end. And then while we're eating, we're going to play a slideshow. And if you want to come up, we're going to kind of keep it open mic. If you want to come up and share a memory while we're eating right after that, you're welcome to come up and to share that. So don't be shy if you have a story. And it's really nice for the family to be able to hear those stories as well. So don't be shy if you have something to share. But again, since Alex loves Star Wars, I thought, what character would he be if he was in Star Wars? So I'm going to let you think for like 10 seconds, okay? Or maybe 15 seconds. Think about what character would he be? And you're like, I don't know. Depends on maybe how you knew Alex. But what came to my mind was Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I'll tell you why. I don't think Obi-Wan Kenobi had maybe a sense of humor. It's hard to tell. He did a little bit maybe sarcastic. But here's the things that he was that Alex reminded me of. I think he was calm under pressure, which Alex just seemed to be. I remember some of the things, maybe a couple issues they had or struggles, and I never saw him kind of freak out. He seemed to just, I'm sure he had his days where he did do that, but he seemed just really calm compared to normal. He looked out for the interests of others, and I think that was both his family and also, from what I hear, at work as well, and his coworkers and people like that. He helped mentor others. I think he was in that business of how do I help someone improve, how do I help someone get better. He was good at what he did, excellent at what he did. He loved deeply, and he sacrificed greatly. And though his life was cut short, he influenced a lot of people greatly. So, well, I was thinking about, I just wanted to read a verse or two from the Bible, and I was thinking, what kind of verses should I use? And I was thinking, first of all, the greatest love that we really know, I think, is God's love for us. And the Bible says, this is love, not that we love God, but that he loved us and gave his son Jesus as a sacrifice for our sins. And that while we were yet sinners, because we all have sinned, he gave himself for us. And it's by grace that we're saved through faith, not by works, nothing we can do, but it's a gift from God. So I think that's really a reason why God says for us to love is because he loved us, and as we receive his love. And one of the verses that came to my mind was in the book of 1 Corinthians, and actually, you've probably heard this verse because they share it at a lot of weddings. And it's the verse about love, and I thought, well, that's kind of weird, man. Should we share a wedding verse, so to speak, at a celebration of life? But I think the great thing with that is, instead of saying, hey, Alex, or hey, Lola, or hey, you should do this, we're now celebrating someone who did it. So I want to read this verse and think about Alex and how he loved. It says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. And I think, as I saw Alex love Lola, especially, and I don't know his daughter as well, and his daughters, but I saw him love her that way. And that's an incredible thing. Not everybody always gets that. And just thinking about his daughters as well, that a lot of times you say, hey, you've heard people say, marry a man like your dad. Well, you can't always say that about people, right? You can't. There's some dads you probably don't want your daughter to marry, unfortunately. Or maybe you had a father that didn't really love you very well and didn't really receive that. But I think with Alex, what a great testament to his life to be able to say, no, you can marry a man like him that loves his wife like he loved Lola. So, okay, next we're just going to have a couple people share memories. And first I want to ask Matthew, who worked with Alex, to come up and share a few thoughts. And then after that, we're going to have Karen come up for Lola, and then I'll give a few comments and we'll close.
So I'm going to try and get through this without the fountain opening up, but I'm going to just read directly from what I wrote here. Alex, he was a great man. He was not only a co-worker, he was my friend. I met Alex at a joint meeting between Ideacom Networks and DCI. Up until then, I had only heard of him by name. A famous story at DCI regarding a trip to Montana. Alex had a friendly face that drew everyone in. He was quiet until he had to speak, and when he spoke with authority. Over the next few years, I would get to know Alex while working with him on several projects. I got to know that he was underutilized in his position at Ideacom. So when we had a position open up at DCI, knowing his background in networking, I wanted him for the job. So I met with them for lunch one day and I slid a job description across the table and said, "We are looking. If you know anyone who would be interested, let me know." I didn't say anything else. He asked a few details about the job, but was oblivious to the fact that I was looking for him. A couple days later, it hit him and he called me and said, "I'm looking. I would like an opportunity to apply." So he did. And we see how that turned out. Because Alex worked for DCI until his passing. He was loved by everyone that came in contact with him at DCI. He had a welcoming personality that put everyone at ease, and everyone knew he had a passion about his work. He still had that same meekness about him, but when he spoke with authority. He had a measure of emotional intelligence that a lot of us admired about him. He had a way to cut through the emotion and look directly at the root of the problem and get everyone's attention on that root of the problem. As he became a supervisor, and I became a manager over cybersecurity, he still wanted to meet with me every week in a mentor-mentee capacity. But truthfully, I was the mentee in a lot of ways, as I tried to soak up the wisdom he had and figure out the keys to his emotional intelligence. I learned a lot about Alex over the years, and a lot about his family. Allie, he was so proud of you. He had challenges with your decision to go into the military, but he was so proud of your decision and supported you wholeheartedly. Because of my role at DCI, we talked often about your accomplishments. I don't remember the entire story, but there was one about call signs being assigned, and he was so proud of that. So much so, he assigned one to every person in our family. Mine was Spectre. Know that you are loved and he loved you dearly. Jaden, he was equally proud of you. We talked about your twirling in college life. He shared that the experiences you've gone through only make you a better person, and he was thankful for those experiences. I heard about James, Tasha, Donna, and so many others that I know I'm missing, but know that you are all loved. Lola, I don't have to tell you how much he loved you and cherished you. Unconditional. You are his soulmate and his rock. We talked a lot about religion and about God. The fact that it's not about religion, it's about a relationship with Jesus. When I asked him about his relationship with Jesus, he would simply say, in the way that Alex does, "Matt, we're good." You all see here in this room the kind of impact he had on people in his life. Alex loved model building, airplanes, trains, Star Wars, hockey games, especially the St. Louis Blues. He loves Smashville, and everybody knows it. He loved his job, but most of all, he loved you all, his coworkers, his friends, and his family. I will miss Alex in our weekly therapy sessions.
Hi everyone, so my name is Karen, and I have known Lola for at least 23 years, 24, how many you know? Anyway, Lola was in our nanny when my son Christopher was 2, and my kids are not here yet, and they're late, and I'm blaming Lola for that. she bought a house on her own. She was, had interested in, her friends, her nieces, her sisters, and her parents, and that was her world. And through the years that we were together, she met guys from, time to time, but they never were the right ones for her. And she knew why. She knew what she was looking for. And she was ready to wait. And we actually thought that she would wait forever. We were like, okay. And then one day she came to the house and she told us about this new guy that she had met, Alex. I don't remember how, but maybe he'll tell the story sometime. And so I'm like, Alex, and we started hearing more and more about Alex. Then we got to meet Alex, and he was just amazing. He filled a void in her life that was incredible. They were soulmates. They hung out together all the time, doing so many different hobbies. So Lola liked to go antiquing, and I don't know that Alex loved that. What he went with her. He liked to go to train stores and buy trains and all the models. And I don't know that Lola was necessarily into that, but she went with them. They were just an amazing, amazing couple. And of course, we were also thrilled. And the funny thing was, when they got married, we talked about having a big party. Well, it was COVID, so we couldn't have a big party. So they got married in the park, and I think there were like 6 people at the wedding. And the whole time I'm like, because I'm kind of a party person, I'm like, we gotta have a big celebration, we gotta do this. And you know what? That wedding we never did it, but that wedding was the perfect wedding for Lola and Alex. It was just special, it was sweet, and it just was who they were. So anyway, it's hard to understand what's happened. I know Lola's a strong one, and she'll survive, but we'll miss Alex so much. He fit right into our family all the time, and gosh, he talked about his goals all the time, and his co-workers. I heard all about his job and all of you through the years. And so I've been given the task of reading a letter from Lola about Alex. So here goes Alex. 22,172 days. That is how many days I called you my love. I could say time with you has been stolen from me. I thought we had at least 25 more years. Alex was my someone. He was my someone to vent to, my someone to ask silly little questions to, my someone to ask big, important questions. He was my someone to do nothing with, and my someone to do everything with. I could feel cheated, but even though this pain and missing you hurt so much, I choose to believe that I'm lucky. Lucky to have known you and loved you for 2,172 days. Alex always told Allie and Jake to find a partner who treats them as they deserve to be treated. He was that for me. Alex loved me fiercely, and we thoroughly enjoyed each other's company. We laughed. One of Alex's greatest gifts was being present with the time he gave to you, filled with interest in and gratitude for each encounter with each person in his circle. He showed gratitude every time he got the opportunity. I've received many thoughtful emails and texts from Alex's friends and work family, and all have shared the same experience with my husband. I hope instead of loss, his friends feel lucky too. 2,172 days. I'm so thankful you chose to spend those days with me. Alex, I love and cherish you and loved you faithfully and unconditionally. We laughed and held each other when we cried. We supported each other in our endeavors and in our dreams. You gave me the opportunity to dream. I will still keep you close to my heart and honor you. I will keep my promise to nurture a relationship with your daughters that is based on love and support. You remain the fiercest, strongest, and most intelligent father friend I know. And as I struggle with missing you, Alex, it's been a beautiful journey, and I'll trade nothing for it. Thank you for loving me so fiercely. I love you so very much. I'm still all in. Oh gosh. So that's what we're doing. It's beautiful. And, I just pray that, that everyone finds that kind of love in their life.
just the last little word I want to give is just encourage us all to wrap our arms around them, Jaden and Allie and Rolla, not just today, that's kind of the easy thing to do maybe, but just think about them in the months ahead. Because as you know, there's stages of grief and that can kind of taper off, we all kind of forget sometimes. But just, I'm challenging all of us not to pull away from them, to press them even more in our relationship. So however you know them, I just really encourage you to say, how can I take steps to know them more? Write it down in your calendar, maybe make a note for 3 months from now. To say, hey, let's do something together. Let's call them up if you don't live here. Share a thought with them, see how they're doing, check in on them. So I really just encourage us and challenge us to do that. And Lola and Allie and Jaden, I can't imagine the hole that's in your heart in many ways today, but I hope today you can really remember just what an amazing man he is, and how he loved, and how he loves, and just also just to be gracious to yourselves. Graciousness isn't an easy time, so just give yourself space and grace over the next few months to grieve, to reach out, even to be frustrated, even at times maybe if you feel some anger, that's a common thing. So don't again, just give yourself room to breathe. And I know Alex wants you guys to just continue being the wonderful people that you are. That's what would make him happiest, is for you to go on and just press on forward, but give yourself space and time to breathe. Well, let's end real quick with a prayer, so just join me. Lord, we thank you for the life of Alex. We pray that you would be gracious to his family. Give them peace, give them comfort at this time. We thank you that for the example of just a man who lived his life well, that we can look up to and emulate, Lord. We're blessed, each one of us in our own way, to have known him, Father. And I pray that you would be with each one here, give us safe travels, and we ask this in your name. Amen. Well, we have food and refreshments. Thanks again for joining us. And if you'd like to share a memory, just come on up, and we're going to leave kind of an open mic, so you can just grab a mic and share a story. So, any directions on the food?
Well, it's Alex's favorite food, right?
It's Alex's favorite food.
And it was catered by his favorite restaurant, so,
Catered by his favorite restaurant. So, did they come up and it's kind of a buffet line?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, why don't we start here in the front with the family, if you guys want to come in, if you guys want to get up and grab something. And then, why don't we give about 10 or 15 minutes for everybody to grab the food, and then if you have a memory, just come on up, and the microphone will be here, and you can share it. Thank you, everybody.
And there's also cards in the back, and if anybody wants to share a quote or a memory.
Cards and pens in the back, if you want to share a quote or a memory, that you can put in there for a little bit of a memory.
come standing up and Dave called her big. She jumped, grabbed me by the head with her leg and took him to the floor. That's like, she's just showing you she kicked your butt anytime she makes her like You never messed with her after that.
Did you ever get involved with any of the wrestling that they did over there? They were probably too young.
You know, a lot of I mean, I was little, but I really don't remember much because I remember all the
Well, we moved in 2007 to Buchanan.
I remember that. I don't know. It was like a birthday party we had went to and they had I can't remember. It was a house before the Indian Hills. I know we went somewhere like
It was probably Buchanan.
I'm telling you, I don't remember going over there.
We had a big birthday party in India, and I got pictures.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's very
To be listening better. Right? Right, stop it there. When you're coming in on Big Park, that's right there.
I remember my brother was out there playing basketball with kids, and they come in, Uncle Chris, come out here, we need you. I walk out there, there's Joe. He's hanging on that chain. His finger, I mean, it ripped his finger from here all the way up. He had to go get stitches. He was hanging off the rib. He said I was showing him off the dunk. I said, you're too old to be dunking. Right. Chris lived here.
Okay, Chris did the floors, right? He did my floors in my house. Okay. You front. And then, what's the other brother? Bob Sequoia's floor.
That's Chris.
That's Chris Bob Sequoia's floor. Okay. He bought the Bob
We were there all the time. We were always there. I remember, huh?
At a funeral or...
Yeah. They come to Florida, married Alex, and they rented a Jeep Cherokee. And next thing I know, Alex takes off the Cherokee. Yeah, I look up, he's doing donuts in the field out there. Donna was living. She goes, we got to drive that car with it. But the first time I met Alex, I went to Ryan's Steakhouse to eat. And she was on Leach's boat or something. And Alex was behind her. I knew that was a bad call.
Supposed to be there for 6 weeks, and she was there for almost a year. I know. Oh my God. I was struggling.
I knew when the mama moved in, that could be in there.
Oh, it was rough.
She might be little, she got a temper.
I know it's small, we got to have, we gotta have this temper. And have to walk over. Wait a minute. This is our hair. This is big brown. Well, when Jack Bria, she didn't know who she was going to do hair. So what she did was went back to her original color. Because she's like, Mama, I don't know if I'm going to get to do my hair. Why you not talking? How are you doing?
You don't even have to be hungry, eat tacos.
I saved some room, so it's safe. I'm happy. Okay. This way, I think the celebration of life should be. I don't like to be home. Everybody walking through the car going, who did her makeup? That looks like her out. Oh. Who did her hair? You're supposed to do it. No, who did her hair? She never wore that hair.
No, she was the main one talking about after.
I know. She one time I was having back before Mike and I were having our trouble. We met at Starbucks. She stopped. What is wrong with your eyebrows?
She talking about that one day I had came up there, y'all.
Yes, that day. She said we need to go to Walgreens and get you some new stuff for your eyebrows. I did. We did.
No, I was with you. You told me.
But I was actually there. I had paid. I had extra.
We talked about my eyebrows.
I don't remember that.
It's because we stayed the moment in time. I didn't have any left.
My wife doesn't have any eyebrows. She has her tattoo.
Oh, I had to end up getting mine kind of like that. My eyebrows came off. I only got a little bit, so I got a tattoo. Y'all was supposed to get paid. I got called that too. She don't call me back. I think it was more than just stuff at the time. I'm gonna go because I got nothing wrong with mine.
My wife gets up in the morning and starts calling me. I go, put your eyebrows on. I can't take a picture of them eyebrows.
See, my eyebrows look like the boys got. It's my eyebrows look like the boys got.
Damn, she got enough eyebrows for all of them.
Mine used to be just like thick. I messed them up. Yeah, one day.
Still married? out of prison by now.
I know.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. My first one wouldn't say boo with a mouth. This one, I want to grab her by the throat half the time. Donna says I'm married a female woman myself.
Married our dad.
Huh?
Married our dad. Her name's Mary Winston, married dad.
You got a rude dog. You married mama. Clayton. First time I met Mike, I said, you married somebody just like your stepdad.
Wow, I like her. I like his hair.
Like his hair?
He has a pretty hair. He has a great hair.
He was like your stepdad walking back.
Pretty blue eyes. I feel like he's good looking to me.
My wife would let's go see Mike and Donna. Why? I don't get over talking to Mike. It's like talking to that flower. I'll tell you right now, out of all the husbands, it's Donna Steve Winslet, Stubblefield, Robinson, Malone, and getting back to Winslet. She ain't got enough room to put all her names in.
I'm trying to get my passport. I can't walk on my alias name.
Johnson, Black. She'll probably go back to her baby. All of she did it. Right now.
All my life, Sully, Dale, twice removed Frank Winslet. She married the same guy twice. Huh? No, hell, I would never marry her again. She goes in there and comes out and tells my stepdaughter the other day, that SOB still breathing. She has two devils on this shoulder, and they stabbed the angel on that side. She's gonna make a good wife. She loves me. She loves me. They all say, you have no filter. Don't ask me if you don't want to know. When I moved here, I called my brother. I said, come help me unload this U-Haul real quick. I got here at 10 o'clock at night. Donna shows up, Mike shows up, my brother, his two boys. We unloaded a 26-foot U-Haul 10 minutes. They had the bed set up in the master. I said, go home. Everybody, well, no, we'll help. I said, go home. I need sleep. I just spent 14 hours in a U-Haul driving. Go home. They all left. They're like, my nephew's running his mouth and I'm doing something with my brother. I'm CJ Stop. He's about, he's 32 down here, he's 22. And I said, CJ, stop. And my brother goes, CJ, leave him alone. He's going to get you. And I'm doing something with my brother. And CJ kept running his mouth and ready to put him against the wall. He kept helping my brother. He said, my brother goes, he's turning purple, put him down. I set him back down. And now he comes around and says, yes, Uncle Brian, yes, Uncle Brian. Yeah. I used to pull a leash out. She'd be running that night. And I grab her by the collar. You forget who you're talking to?
Yeah, you know, he's kind of fiery, like a mom. Same thing, same
And
one.
Allie's like, you gotta quit calling me Allie. I walked
said, I remember seeing Benita several times. I ain't seen Benita since we
You don't look no different.
I haven't seen her since Billboard Drive. I ain't. Donna said, well, you gotta talk to me. I said, what?
Yeah, her daughter don't get along. Chris's daughter don't get along. I was always closer to Donna because I moved away when I was 18. Well, Chris was, when I was 18, Chris was 13. And Benita was real.
Some is 5, 6. My brother,
I'm a little.
you can talk. Like my younger brother.
Yeah, Donna always goes, this is my little brother. They're like, little. I'm like, I am little age-wise. I'm little.
Like my youngest brother, he's taller. It's something. It's like Fred, he's taller than Fred.
See, there's, Lord, that's big shit. That's Justice, CJ, Allie, there's Chris, Anita right there,
I don't know how that was blonde. I don't think I heard it was white.
and there's Allie, come on, Allie, me, Donna, and Mike.
He looks like
That was one of the only times we've all been together. That's when, I don't know if you remember Clayton. That was stepdad.
no, I don't know.
He used to come up there, he had red hair and had big long sideburns.
Yeah, that's Chris. Yeah, he was about to
Chris got no hair. I comb my hair and he shines his teeth.
You know what?
Donna Faith with the mannerisms and stuff. Her clothes can be perfect. Her jewelry.
Yeah. She does like your mom too. She might be.
Now, Anita will be honest about two heartbeats in a second. Anita don't care. I'll tell you another one. Donna don't play. You piss Donna off. There's my wife. He's going to be 17 years. And he's like this. That's Donna's house.
Donna, she always had a story about my husband. He was grass and had her ears, things on his ears. He was singing loud and outside.
There's the first Thanksgiving at Donna. I got here. Mike, Allie. See, down in Florida, my father-in-law passed away. And my daughter, my wife went to college. So it's just being my wife. She's like, she's like, let's get out of here. I said, put it up for sale. We'll go to Tennessee. We got to go to That's Donna's 9 years ago. Donna's 50th birthday. I can't wait till January 17th to call her. You don't like that. That's what I tell her all the time. Just remember, you're older than me. March. 2 months after Donna. See, I was born on the 16th. Donna was born on the 17th of January. Chris was born on the 18th of December. Benita's the 28th of February, and Mom and Jeff was in July. They're Benita. Still got that long blonde hair. This was the baby Donald. He was the baby when I used to come up on Ricky Court. That picture was taken in July when we were down there in Florida. They were standing on each side of it. And the youngest one goes, "Come on, Brian, we can take Dad." And Brian goes, "No, we can't. Dad's way meaner than we are." "Oh, thank you, honey." I'm gonna be. No, man, I'll tell you. Chocolate bitter boy.
I'll taste hers.
Okay. Don't let Donna know this nigger off. You're up next. Donna will eat it.
I know.
I know a couple of guys that work there that they do not like wearing it.
Well, hey, I just take it.
They don't. What they're saying is they don't do the order.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, you sit right here. Okay, I'll be reminded out.
How are they?
How many? He's 2 years. Pretty good.
How old?
How old? Oh, 10 is 22. 4 is 25.
She was just a baby. I remember him.
Yeah. Allie was a year apart.
came back. I know.
But school was dressed in a half or so, and they came back. And I said, you know what? Let's see what we're going to do. It's simple. It's time to have a down payment.
Yeah, I got him trained well.
I don't think it's like
Allie was about, I don't know, 13 or 14, and I run into Allie. And Allie was about. So Allie took a picture of me and Allie, and it was like Donna. Donna was mad. She called Allie, who was that? She said, who's that going to be a birthday picture? Well, Allie, it's your brother. She said, that ain't my brother. Yes, it is. He cut all his hair off. I had, my hair was, I pulled my bangs down, my bangs are down there.
oh,
Straight back. And coming straight back, everybody used to say, you can look like Elvis. Just Elvis was there with his tail.
has it always been that?
Yeah, it was tall. I combed it straight back. But it had like a blow.
When we were at the was it like that?
Yeah, it was long on top and then I had the long on the back. My hair was jet black too back then.
I was like, well, so what you have longer hair, but I can't exactly
I did.
yeah, okay. Oh, now you gotta get some age. He's
Well, it's time to go now.
yeah, I know.
Get more Donna, she has to look up the alley.
I know. I said, man, how did you really tall? I just think I'm glad she's married. Yeah, I know the dance is tall. Show. Pat her back. I was like,
You did?
yeah.
What'd you think?
She just busted out laughing. She's like, thank you. And then I miss you guys. I miss y'all. I miss y'all. I was glad y'all came. Y'all was coming. We always used to ride our bikes and stuff together. I had a marketing team. And we'd always drive like playlists, different types of CDs they had in their own.
Well, when Dave got legal to drive, he had an Explorer. And I said, you need an amp in the back of that thing, boy. And he said, yeah, I'll get me one. Top roller. 1,500 watt 4-channel amp. Donna said, you can hear it coming 3 miles away. And he got 2 big squares and put them in the back and blew the back window out of it. It fit in the bar. Donna goes, are you paying for the window? I said, no, I'm paying for the amp.
Absolutely.
We can fill those. Flat. You sat in there, somebody was being hair in their hair. Baby, yeah. son's going to be 17 years. And he's got a Tahoe. And of course it's dragging his ass down the road. But he cut the muffler off of it. It was loud. He got, I don't think he got 2,000 watts for that damn car. And I told him, I said, we live here, and the stop sign is like the length of Ricky Court. And I said, from the driveway to that stop sign, I don't want to hear your stereo, and I don't want to hear your call. So he comes in and on a hill seat, cruising in, and then when he leaves, he just real slowly. But when he hits that stop sign and turns, and you hear the stereo go on, I'm like,
That's like my dad.
Brian Lee, I used to tell him the same thing. And I was outside, he had a GTA Trans Am. And he gets right in front of the house and turns it down. He pulls in the driveway and I warned him 14 times. On the truck, he got it back there. He brought the truck up with my fist full of $2. I said, now. He's like, you know what those cost? I don't care. I said, you want me to run thank you, what will you? I'll tell you, I got a 3-strike system with my kids. I'll tell you 3 times. The 3rd time, I'm going to get you. Crazy. That's like my wife's oldest daughter moved out from college. She lived on her own for years, but she got pregnant and nowhere to go. So she had to move back in with us. She'll be 31. And she's in the living room, and I told her to do something. She looked at me. Don't tell me what to do. I said, honey, you see that door right there? I said, don't let me hit your ass on the way out. What happens in this domain is me. I own all this. She's like, yes sir, yes sir. I've been around her since she was 12. And she's like, grandbaby will do something you want now. Grandbaby will do something, she'll go get him. I said, don't you hit him. She's like, you want to warn me out? I said, yeah, but you're not going to wear him. He does no wrong. We went to Nashville last night. We come home at 1. He's still awake when the baby's He's rubbing his eyes, all red. Picked him up, put him in the arms. Yeah, like this about 3 times. He went out. Put him in his bed. He's cool. If he don't want you to do something, or he doesn't want to do something, he'll go, I go, don't you ask me, Lord. You do anything on the phone or watch? I call it stink bug. Donna was down there the other day. She got her photograph at the house. And the baby was walking, you know. I said, that looks like Donna when she's gone. I'm crying. I told my daughter, I said, if I know grandbabies was this fun, I'd have them got a house. I'm ready for everybody to go home.
Did you take a picture?
Funny, when we first moved here 10 years ago, Luke would have been like 6, and he couldn't wait to go outside and play in the sun at Donna's house. He went out there about 2 seconds, stuck his hands in it, come back in, and went in there. He didn't want it cold. And Donna had a railing coming down, and he stood on the railing, and they had a big knob on the end. I don't know what he did. He went over the knob, and he was hanging from his pants. Caught the leg of his shorts, and he was hanging off of it. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't we look like we're having lost on anybody on the phone? Is that an iPhone? You got it. She don't have it.
She got a
I'm surprised she ain't married this one. She's pretty. Surprised this one ain't got married off. She's pretty. She looks like her mama.
They'll get there when the time comes, the right person comes. I told you, just wait for that right person.
You'll know it. You will know it.
When they come, you don't want to marry
That's about the size of the world. We'll see. I'll tell you what, best thing to do is get stable with your money. Get yourself stable. Don't depend on a man for no money. And then when you do get married, have your money, his money, in the pocket where you put all the money into the bill. Because it don't work out. I was married to a bookkeeper and I trusted her 100-fold over. Never again. Cost me $750,000 on my divorce. She was crooked. She was tight. Taking one credit card to pay another. I had a house that I paid $60,000 for at 89. In 2006, I owed $340,000 on it. Forging my name on everything.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then when we divorced, I told her, I said, we were going to divorce and send the mediation with our attorneys. And I told her, I said, you forged my name 19 times. I said, I find one more across the beach. And her attorney goes, don't you threaten her. I said, took money out and threw it on the table. I said, I got money to bail myself out of jail. Open your mouth again. House, credit card. I never said that. We had two businesses. Hell, I was traveling 60 miles and had boats and motorcycles, jet skis, going on vacations. She'd acting like nothing was wrong.
Wow.
And then she's like, I'm a Bible. Praise God. I said, don't hide behind the Bible and be a liar.
Wow, that's all I can say. Wow.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's 18 years ago. I started from scratch twice. I can do it again. We had a junkyard and we had two gyms.
I mean, it's on me. Somebody lying right in front of the face. That's why I told my husband, you better do that. You did. I said, you had somebody to do it right.
Well, that's like me. My wife now, she's like, I ain't got any money. What you doing? What you doing with your money? How much you got in the bank? I said, that's none of your business. I have mine, she has hers, and we have a joint.
I know if I didn't have my husband said, I would go. My husband would take it off. He's been talking.
And my wife said, how much money you got in your wallet? Don't worry about it. That's what happens to have a wallet.
It's crazy how people have to go and get the right
No, why don't you turn it, shake it, like you turn it back, then it'll turn. Now my wife now has a problem. Donna and my ex-wife are still friends. And I'm like, they grew up together. I said, I was with her 30 years, you know. So I tell her, don't worry about it. And then my ex-wife will come up and stay with Donna. And she's like, she can't stay with us. I said, your ex-husband comes and stays with us. I was in business in Florida with her ex-husband for about 4 years. He's complete opposite of me. If I see something black, he'll see it as black.
This is not about. Okay. This is
She was cute then.
That's my mom. That's my dad. They both passed away.
Anybody that wants to say anything else, I'm Lola's sister, so Alex is. Alex's sister-in-law. And thank you all for coming and helping out and everything. It was absolutely wonderful. It's been wonderful hearing some of the things that you've shared with Lola and Allie through all of this. Even just today, that everybody in which you've spoke about, just putting the hammer on the nail. He was a fantastic person. The first time that I met him, Lola and he had just driven up to Knoxville, I think to look at a hobby store or a train store or something. I live in Chattanooga. And she was like, let's go meet my family, because my eldest daughter works with me. And so they just drove from Knoxville down to Chattanooga and walked in, and just immediately after 2 minutes of him talking to us, we could tell the quality of this individual. And the way that Lola and he worked together. When we were writing his obituary, the first thing that always comes to my mind is he was such a good storyteller. He was creative, and that's the first time I met him, that's what he was doing. It could be that ride. He would make that ride sound like the best, funnest, goofiest ride. And then Lola would say something sassy. He'd look at her and go, "You're crazy." And then they would just banter back and forth. And I know he even talked about IT on that, and she said a little something, and she goes, "Oh, never mind, I'm not good with math." And he goes, "You're one of the best people I know at math. It's just a different way of coming about it." He could find the greatness in each person, even if they couldn't find it. And I loved how he looked people in the eye when he spoke with them. One of my favorite pictures up here is when he's looking at you, Allie. He gave that attention so well. Sorry. Just such a delightful person to know. And thank you all for coming and cherishing the moment. If anybody has a fun little story or characteristics, I was trying, there are so many good stories and stuff, but it's funny, I just can't, there's nothing coming to my mind, but I don't know how many times I would sit and laugh. But especially just how Lola and he had the bantering back and forth. And then anytime I would come and visit, and sometimes he would just call on the phone and have me on speakerphone. And a lot of times we'd talk about Katie and Allie and their talks, or and there's even some talks I know with the twirling. Lola and Alex would go back and forth with Jaden's on that, and it was so neat. You talk about authentic people. So anytime over the next few months that you guys get a glimpse or you feel like he's right there, just keep talking with them, reaching out to each other, and keep celebrating his wonderful life, because he lived authentically. It was wonderful. Anybody else? Oh, and I'm gonna say we're probably in about 20 minutes gonna start cleaning up, just to say it. Now I got it all quiet.
It's hard to follow.
Since you look like you were getting up.
Well, it's gonna be hard to follow her, so I'll try not to get all teary-eyed. He was such a great guy, and first time I met him, you could just tell that he and Lola just really connected, and that was so great to see. And I'm gonna miss talking movies, music. I mean, he was in so many different, he had a varied interest. I mean, from trains to music to Star Wars. I'm just gonna miss him, so, love you.
Hi, I'm Tasha. I'm Lola's #1 best friend. So Lola and I go to the Predators. We have season tickets. And so when they started dating, he started going to the games with us occasionally. And I really do think he'll tell you he was a Blues fan. But honestly, it was because the year that he started going, they were the #1 in the, that year. And so he just did it so that he and Lola could really just banter back and forth about who was better. And that I could call up and be like, haha, we beat the Blues, we beat the Blues, we beat the Blues. And so I'd always give up my ticket so that he could go to the Blues game with her, because I knew it would be so much fun for them, because he would give her so much crap. And she would give it right back. So I'm really thankful that Lola got to spend the time with him. He was the man that I could know was gonna protect her at any time. And I'm thankful that he never got in the way of our friendship, even though I was a lot to him. I'm a lot to a lot of people. And of course, because he was the protector that he was, you know, we had lots of conversations why, like, he's like, oh gosh, please don't get her in trouble. You know, he always was looking out for her. And so I'm thankful that he gave me the realization to, like, you know, like, calm him, that we weren't gonna get into trouble. And he was also very humble. He would, you know, he wouldn't tell you about the things that happened that he did well, like protecting Lola in a situation that was pretty scary. He would have never taken credit for that, but the one thing he did in life that he really took credit for was being a father. And he could talk forever about that and about the things you guys are doing in your life. And I'm glad that I got the time to know him, and I wish I got to know him even more. But I hope you guys have as many good memories as we do.
I'll say something. I don't know if I said this, I think it was in Lola's, when Lola wrote, but the thing I love that Lola told me, and I've seen her over the past 5 years, is that he gave Lola the ability to dream. And Lola, you know, since I've known her, she's just been working, trying to make ends meet, trying to please everybody, be a great, you know, daughter and friend, and he came into her life and saw all her amazing ability. She's an amazing artist, you know, my house is full of her stuff. And he gave her the ability to, I just pray that Lola keeps that dream coming. And I'm gonna do everything I can do to help, as, you know, she's an amazing artist, and she does the greatest pottery. It's beautiful.
They're all mine. They're all mine.
Yeah.
And Alex got her the wheel.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they were saving money.
Get a kiln fund for her.
Yes.
Always looking out for them.
Yeah, so I hope that continues, and, you know, if we can all help with that. And, yeah, he was a great protector. And I just know from my 3 kids, he came right into her world and took over as, you know, wanting to know everything about him. Came to our house and he sat down with each one of them and said, what's going on with you? What are you doing? How's college? How's this? Went over to take Mason and out for dinner and at his college, and we were gonna say one more thing, and I forgot what it was, but it'll come to me. Anyway, that's it. Anybody else want to say anything? Yeah, so it's been a great day here. I mean, you know, I never expected anything like this, but, you know, all of you guys coming together, talking with Lola, and sharing all of the wonderful stories about Alex with her, I know has just given her a lot of joy, and, you know, I guess just give it time and, you know, just love on her and be with her. And anything else? What do you want me to say? Okay.
If anybody wants more food, feel
Yes,
free.
it's all right. The cake has to be gone.
Number one.
We never had to.
Hey.
1 second.
One more. Oh, I just put it to say how grateful I am to have so many years with Alex. Because he's not my biological father, but he chose from the moment he met me to be my dad. And to bring me the best sister I've ever had. And thank you. I just want to say that I will be eternally grateful for him
as they said, my dad is a really good storyteller, and I've heard about you, so I may not know your faces, but I know your names, and I know how much you impacted my father, because he spoke very highly of all of you, so I really appreciate that you took the time out of your day to come here and, spend this time with us and our family. It's gonna be a really big hole to fill, without him, but I think, obviously I spent my whole life with my dad, but one of the highlights of his life to me was I watched him be a husband to Lola, and he has brought her into my life, and I'm speaking about you because I know he would not want me speaking about him, like, and I feel so blessed in this time to have you. And I've said this many times, and I'll keep saying it, like, it brought me a lot of peace when I heard of his death, because I knew that his last days were filled with so much love. And the love that they gave each other, you gave each other. He would always tell me, like, on the phone every Sunday we would talk, and I always hear, like, the adventures that he was up to, or all the shenanigans at work that week. I hear about all of it. So I'm so